Hello and welcome to Yin Yoga number 3. So this will be a shorter practice. At least that's what I'm trying for, maybe about half an hour long. And as I have done in the previous videos, we won't hold poses quite as long as in a more traditional Yin class. So you don't really need any props for this. But if you have something, like I have this rolled up towel here, so something like that, a block maybe, even a pillow from your bed would work, something that we can lie on to get a little chest opening at the end of class. All right, so we are going to start standing. Have the feet right together if you're feeling like that. Or maybe a little bit of space between the feet, standing a little more easily. And finding that wave of the breath, letting it slow down. Letting go of the rest of the day. Just being here in your body and in your breath. And we'll take a few circles with those shoulders, moving a little slower or a little bit more quickly, depending on how your body is feeling and what you need. And then we'll switch direction. And we'll finish with one more front to the back, really opening up the front of the chest, and then breathing the arms up. And we'll do the reaches up, reaching up through one side, and then through the other side, reaching down through the foot into the floor. And slowing things down a little bit, letting yourself start to rest in the wave of the breath. Maybe even closing the eyes. You want to take a little more length and maybe bending the same knee as the arm you reach. So I'm pulling down the hip joint. Not lifting up my heel. So it's not a heel lift, it's a knee down, a hip down to make a little more length along the side waist. And you can also feel that a little bit in the lower back. But don't strain to do this knee bend if it's a little bit too much effort. Just breathe. Just flow through the body. And a few more of this. And then we're going to finish with both arms up overhead. Big stretch out with the hands, pressing the arms down. And then another big inhale to swoop the arms up, and we'll come forward. So a little bend in the knees, letting yourself pour gently and easily over, letting the head and the neck hang. And then as you feel a little more settled in, you can go for straightening the legs a little bit more, pressing those hands down into the floor. You can always return to the bent knees, and we'll hold here for about a minute or so.
Check and make sure you're not feeling strain. It's all right to feel stretch. It's all right for it to be a little challenging, but we don't want it to be too effortful. Keeping that face soft, the jaw soft, keeping that wave of the breath flowing. And we'll take a few more breaths here, 3 or 4 more breaths, balancing that effort and ease in the body. And then we'll bend the knees and bring ourselves all the way down to the floor. And let's sit with the crossed legs. So choosing either your favorite leg in front or maybe your least favorite. So we're not going to do a big change to cross of the legs today. So deciding which cross you want, or maybe it doesn't make any difference. And we'll take a little lift behind with the arms, expanding the spine, making a little space in the hip joints, a little shifting around, and then releasing with the arms, trying to keep as much of that feeling of lift and spaciousness as you can as you let the hands come to rest on the knees. Have the palms down, or maybe the palms up. Feeling that openness, softening the hands. And we'll take a few breaths here, letting that breath travel up and down the spine. Where can you maybe make just a little bit of effort, send a little energy to support that long and spacious spine? And what can you let go of? What isn't helping you with that spaciousness? And then let's send that breath pouring out through the fingertips once again. Breathing those arms up overhead. And we'll reach out and forward. Reaching out, a little pulling back, and then we land on the floor. Using whatever support you need from the forearms there. Picturing your imaginary bolster extending out in front of you, lengthening the spine over that, letting the back of the body melt. So we'll be here about 1 minute. Also, if you feel like you want to do a little shifting in the hips, easing them out, a little squinging in the spine, go ahead. And then settling into that stillness once again. One more deep breath here. And then coming up, unfurling that spine vertebrae by vertebrae, stacking it back up. And then we'll unfold the legs out into the dragonfly, the straddle, and we'll bend our right leg. So I'm going to mirror you, bending the right leg. And also it doesn't matter which right leg. We're doing one and then the other. So we have one long leg, one short leg, or you can keep both legs extended out. You could even go to the cross leg on the other side if that will work better for you. And we're going to take a twist to the right toward our bent leg here. Big inhale, lots of space, exhaling into the twist. And we're going to hold somewhere between 4 and 6 deep breaths here in the twist. And then putting the left hand on the left leg, putting the same arm on hand on the straight leg. We'll reach out and up and over with that right arm, side bending over our straight leg. And 2 more deep breaths here. And we'll reach down with that right arm, pulling down toward the left leg. We'll face that left leg for a moment, and then continue swooping around to the center, into the half dragonfly, and breathing here. 3, 2, and 1. Coming up. And then we'll switch legs if you had just the one leg bent. Bending the other leg, which might or might not be the left leg. Taking a few moments there, getting settled with our one long leg and one short leg. And then we'll take a twist to the left toward the short leg. Inhale and exhale. And breathing here 4 to 6 deep breaths. And then we'll take that right hand onto the right leg, reaching back onto your straight leg. Big reach up and over with the left arm into the side bend over the straight leg. And 2 more deep breaths here. And then pulling down with that left arm toward the right leg. And swooping around to the center, into the half dragonfly. 3 deep breaths here. And coming up. And then we'll bring that right leg in. So we'll just pause a moment before we come down to the floor and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be lying down, dropping the knees to one side with our arms out to the side in a T. So just pretend I'm lying here on the floor and you're really back against the wall. And we'll have the knees drop to the left and we're going to turn the head looking over our right arm there. So we'll hold here a bit, and then I'm going to really reach out through my right arm. I'm going to bring that right arm up overhead. So remember that right arm is sliding along the floor, and then you're going to take a little twist to the left, over towards your knees, really pulling, getting a nice stretch along the outer back, hand to hand. Pausing there a moment, and then we're going to come back, reaching through the right fingertips. Coming back, arm is sliding along the floor, back over to the right side. And we'll be doing that twice more. So let's just do a practice here on the left side. That felt good. So picture it. Here we are lying on the floor, arms out to the side. We've dropped our knees over to the right. And we're turning our head left, looking out over the left fingertips. So I'm being the mirror here at the moment. Deep breath, and then we're going to slide that left arm along the floor. It's going to go over our head. We're going to take a little roll and twist to the right, so now my arms and hands are going the same direction as my knees will be. And then a big reach with that left arm. I'm going to slide the arm along the floor, back over to the left side. And we'll do that 2 or 3 more times on the left side. So if it seems to you you're doing something a little different with the arms than what I just showed, it doesn't matter. Just go with whatever it ends up that you're doing there with the arms. So here we are, and we will make our way down to the floor. And we're going to have the knees bent. And take a few moments letting the back of the body settle into the floor there. If you want to do a little tucking and arching of the lower back, oh, that feels good. All right, and then we're going to take those arms and reach them out wide to the side. Straight out from the shoulders, palms up, arms at shoulder height, a big letter T. And we'll drop the knees over to the left. So we'll be effectively making a right twist in the spine. So now I'm not going to be mirroring you. I'm going to be doing actually the right side along with you. As we drop the knees to the left, and you turn your head to the right, looking over that right arm. Inhale and exhale, right shoulder heavy to the floor. It might be a little bit off the floor, but feel it heavy toward the floor. And then here we go, circling with the arms. So really reach through the right fingertips. Start sliding that right arm along the floor overhead. And then it's going to reach across. I'm rolling onto my left shoulder. So I reach the right arm out over the left. And maybe the right hand lands on the left hand. Taking a couple breaths here. And then reaching through the right arm again, bringing that arm back up, and it comes along the floor, reaching all the way back to the right. And pause a moment here. And then we'll do that approximately 2 more times. Reaching long, slow, long reach overhead. Making your way to the left. Reaching through the right fingertips, coming back. And then once more, or wherever you are on your timing. And once you're done with that, we'll take a few more breaths here on this side. And then coming back to the center. And then maybe a little side to side. Let the knees fall to the right. And then rolling through the center, falling back to the left. Back and forth like that once or twice more. And then we'll finish with the knees in the center once again. Getting everything straightened out and nice and parallel. Take a little reach up through the fingertips, a reach wide to the side into that letter T. And this time we'll drop the knees over to the right, effectively making a twist to the left up through the spine. And then we're going to turn our head toward the left shoulder. In the opposite direction of the legs, taking a few breaths here. And then reaching through those left fingertips, sliding the arm up overhead. Big reach up and around, rolling onto the right shoulder, reaching out through the left arm, taking a couple breaths here. And then coming back, reaching through the left fingertips, up and around, back over to the left side, pausing there a moment, and then doing that approximately twice more. Reaching through the left fingertips, reaching up and over and around. And reaching out, making your way back. And once more. And then once you're back, twisting to the left, taking a few more breaths here. And then rolling back to the center. And once again, doing that side to side with the knees, dropping them to the left again. Rolling through the center, really flattening that lower back to the floor, dropping the knees right. And doing that a couple more times, going at your own pace. And then we'll finish back in the center, both knees still bent. And we'll take the right leg, hinging that in. We're going to put the hands behind the thigh. Nice and easily there. And then flex your left leg, sliding that left foot out, really reaching long through the toes. Big stretch down the front of the left hip. And extending that right shin up just as far as it wants to go. Don't strain for a completely straight leg, but if it comes without too much effort, that's fine as well. And we'll circle the ankle. 4 nice big gooey circles, reaching through the toes. How big a circle can you draw with your toes? And then once you've done 4 one direction, go in the other direction. And finishing with that, one more pull in with that right leg, really stretch through the left. And then we'll switch sides, setting the right foot down, bend the left, pulling that left leg all the way in. And hands behind the thigh, flexing the right foot, sliding that out. Oh, we don't need the hands behind the thigh quite yet if you don't want to. Taking a few breaths here, really stretching long through the right leg. And then hands behind that left thigh, extending that left shin a little or a lot. Seeing where does your leg want to go, where does it need to go. And then circling that ankle nice and slow. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then other direction 4 times. And then we'll finish with that. Pulling that right thigh down again. Take a big stretch through the right leg for another deep breath. And setting the left leg down, bending the right leg in. And then if you have that rolled towel or pillow or block or whatever you have, getting that behind you in whatever comfortable way you want, getting a little opening in that upper chest. So depending on what sort of object you have, might be going the long way along the spine, might be a little bit more across. So finding what's a good opening for you. And then looking for where the arms want to be, so we don't want them too far overhead so they're suspended. Want them at least down far enough so at least the lower arm can rest heavily into the floor. Give the legs a little shake, getting them to let go. Big inhale, a little extra stretch through the ribs, and exhale, letting go. Melting over your pillow, block, whatever you have. And so we'll finish class here. And you can stay here as long as you need to. Letting that breath get longer and deeper and longer. So you stay here, you continue to breathe, being here for another few minutes, even as this video comes to an end.